Good morning, it's Monday, June 23rd, and I want to talk about Narciso Barranco, who was violently beaten and detained by DHS agents over the weekend. And the video has gone viral. Some of you may have heard that all three of his sons are either Marine veterans or active duty Marines. His son Alejandro is a veteran, and his other two sons, Manuel and Jose Luis, are currently active duty Marines. And so on these videos that have gone viral, there have been a lot of commenters, MAGA commenters, stating, I don't feel bad for him just because his sons are Marines doesn't make him a Marine, and how has he been here all this time and not legalized himself? That's his fault for not going through the process, which led me to researching his situation a bit more. And based on a comment made by his older son, Alejandro, I'm led to believe that Narciso must be permanently barred, because Alejandro states that he is a telltale sign of why we need immigration reform, why reform is necessary. He's given three of his sons to the military. And as some of you might know, people who have immediate family members, such as children who are in the military or are veterans, are eligible for what's called a military parole in place. In essence, if they have one entry without inspection, they can apply for this parole in place in order to later adjust status and become a permanent resident in the United States. However, I have a feeling Narciso must have either an expedited removal, in other words, he was detained at some point upon entry and then re-entered, or he entered twice after 97 without inspection, and he probably has a permanent bar. I guarantee you that Narciso has consulted with many attorneys throughout the year to see if in fact he is eligible for adjustment based on his sons being veterans or active duty military. And the only logical reason why he would not be eligible is either a serious crime, which it doesn't sound like that's the case, or he is permanently barred from immigration relief. In order to get over the permanent bar, for example, if somebody entered the United States without inspection, essentially twice after 97, to simplify it, they would need to wait outside of the country for a minimum of 10 years before applying for admission again. And realistically, no one is going to do that. He has three sons to raise that we know of. We don't know about his marital status, but requiring someone to leave the country for 10 years in order to be eligible for relief, someone who has dedicated three of his children to the military of the United States, doesn't seem right. And this is why immigration reform is so necessary. So, please share this. I feel strongly about immigration reform. It is necessary. It very much impacts parents of U.S. citizens, including, like in this case, parents of U.S. citizens who have been in the military or are currently in the military and are serving our country, and they have no form of relief available.